You know it's a bad sign when even the what-ifs are getting filler episodes. Yes, this is what-if filler, what I imagine will be a what-if of all the filler archetypes he as an S-Code Knight has had during Yu-Gi-Oh! Unleashed. This is originally a 10-minute episode, which means I'll probably turn it into a 3-hour special. Knowing how much I like to not shut the fuck up. Let's get into it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. S-Code Knight here with another Yu-Gi-Oh! What If video. Today, we're talking support, well, sort of, or archetypes. Today, we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh's favorite subject, filler!
Oh, the joy!
Okay, let me explain.
Yeah.
You see, over the past 5 years now that I've been doing
Has
Yu-Gi-Oh!
it really been
Unleashed,
5 years? God.
I've made a ton of cards, and not all of them were archetype related.
Yeah.
Some of them were just random one-off cards that did their own thing.
The animes and mangas do that stuff
I
too.
thought it'd be fun to
You're not special.
basically go over almost all of them.
Oh, Christ.
And at the time I'm making this, I have uploaded and made more than 200 YouTube videos.
I'm over
so
1,000. Get on
I
my
thought
level.
This little video here would be a perfect opportunity to celebrate that. So yeah, that's another reason. So yeah, going in the order which I made them, from Season 1 all the way up to Season 3,
Oh, Christ.
I'll be showing off every filler card which I have made.
They could
The
just
only
need to make
exceptions
support for
being
them.
certain ones that I'm saving for their own video, and of course archetype related cards. Also, keep in mind I have lost access to a lot of these cards that you're about to see. So I can't show off their
happens over
artwork
5
in full
years.
detail. However, I will give you the effects, which is, you know, the most important
Yeah,
part
the
about
most
it.
important part.
So sit back and get comfy, because this is going to be a long video.
No one's playing.
I'm S-Code
No one was
Knight,
playing Tier
and here
Element
are
into
all the
Shizu
filler
because we really
cards
like the
I have
Shizu's
made
artwork.
for Yu-Gi-Oh!
But they did like the
Unleashed
Tier Elements.
so far.
Yeah. Season 1. I mentioned this would be in no particular order besides, you know, stuff. Dragon Artist, level 4 Light Monster. Is a warrior effect monster with 1400 attack and 700 defense. When this monster is normal summoned, target one dragon monster in your graveyard. Special summon it to the field. Simple, straightforward, straight to the point. I imagine this card could probably exist IRL. Heart of Evolution, the first evolution spell card. This card is always treated as an EXP card while in the graveyard. Send one normal monster from your hand or field to the GY. Evolution, summon one evolution monster from extra deck that is double the level of that monster. Short, simple, iconic. Anytime I think of freaking Unleashed, I think of evolution summoning. Avalanche? I can't really read that one. Apparently it was in a binder. All rock-type monsters you control gain attack equal to their defense until the end of the turn. Also, apparently this is a quick play. However, during the end phase, change all face-up attack position rock-type monsters you control to face-up defense position, and reduce their defense to 0. You can only use one avalanche per turn. Well, okay, then I guess it's a fair trade. So they got like a giant soldier of stone. You get it from a 1300 attack to a 3300 attack, but then switches to defense with 0 attack. Defense, so I guess it's a fair trade-off. It's a filler card, you're not playing it anyway. Split Golem, level 1 Earth. Rock effect monster with no attack or defense. When a rock type monster you control inflict damage to your opponent, you can discard this card from your hand. That monster can attack twice during this battle phase. You can only use this effect with Split Golem once per turn. So if your Golem monster inflicts damage by any means, whether battle or effect, you can discard this card so they can attack twice during a battle phase this turn. Or this battle phase. This one specifically, not the one after it. I love how we have to have that specific ruling just because of 2 cards in the entirety of the game. You'll ban Victory Dragon because it doesn't have the match winner card prompt, but you won't frickin' ban those 2 cards so you can stop making that annoying card text. It only raises further questions that, again, this is Konami we're talking about, and when have they ever made this game simpler for the players? Problem-solving card text is really too mean. Hand Displacement, continuous. Your opponent can activate monster effects from their hand or GY. I wish that card was real. Evolution Gathering, normal spell. Add 1 Heart of Evolution and 1 normal monster from your deck to your hand, except right arm, except any of the Exodia pieces, okay? Which Oh god, now imagine this. Now you got this in my head that you can just add Exodia pieces, and they're just like, man, would this card be meta if it didn't have this line? Probably not, but Exodia players would show up more often than locals. Like I'd go to locals. But yeah, this is simple, straightforward, to the point. I like it. I can search my shoe ships at last! Evolutionary Sacrifice, quick play spell. Oh, this one's going to be a cluster fudge. This card's always treated as an EXP card when you're GY. Evolution, summon one monster by banishing a non-effect monster you control or in your GY. So it banishes instead of sending it to the graveyard, but you can use the graveyard as well. Oh, so it's a fair trade-off. You can banish this card from your GY. Double the attack of a beast or beast warrior type monster you control that was evolution summoned during this card. However, destroy it during the end phase. I believe this is how Yugioh got fucking haiku to like double the attack and then he used frickin' double or nothing to double it again. Or something like that. Either way, it was cool. First, this is a one-off. It seems so useful. Venom Kernel. Normal spell. Destroy one reptile monster you control, and if you do, draw 2 cards. You can only use this card effect once per turn. Dinoscus the Battle Crocodile is a level 8. It's most likely evolution monster. Looks like Gex. Yeah, it's a reptile evolution skill monster. It takes 1 level 4 normal monster. It's got 3,000 attack with 2,400 defense. No doubt this was one of Viper's cards back in Season 1. When this card's evolution summoned, you can special summon 1 dragon, reptile, or dinosaur monster from your GY, a graveyard, once per turn. You can banish 1 EXP card from your graveyard, destroy 1 card on the field. For a level 4 monster going to a 3,000 attack point monster, that's not bad. Plus the fact that it's a freaking special summon 1 of any 3 types of monsters per turn. Well, again, it's only with evolution summon, so I guess that's a fair trade-off. But if then again, you can evolution summon this thing. For summon a normal dragon, reptile, or dinosaur from your graveyard, and just evolution summon again. This thing could possibly bring up to 3 more copies of itself, which I think actually Viper did. I don't remember honestly. Season 1 was 5 years ago, guys. Christ on a bike, and it doesn't even seem like we're. Well, actually, no. I think we're around the halfway point of evolution. I think we've gotten to that point at least. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, and the whole destroyer card is neat. Damage Eater, level 4 Dark Monster. That's a real card already, isn't it? Yeah. Insect effect monster with no attack or defense. If you would attack, battle, or effect damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you do, all damage you take this turn is reduced to 0 during your player's standby phase. If this card is in your field, it is on the field, you can draw 1 card. Okay, so if you take power effect damage, you can switch from this card to the field. Damage becomes 0. And then you draw for turn, and then during your turn in standby phase, since this card's on the field, you get to draw an additional card. I'm not saying this would be busted, but this would be very good in rogue decks. Let's be real here. Like, hey, add this to the Exodia one. Like, just the idea of it being like, okay, you take no damage, and you get an extra plus from it. This card is a word salad, but also not outside the possibility of being made. This is Konami we're talking about. They printed Max C. Come on.
By the way, before we go on, I just wanted to mention, yes, I know that there's already a card called Damage Eater, but
yeah.
I didn't know that at the time I was making this.
That's fine.
So, yeah, just
we have 2 cards in this game named Big Eye, for fuck's sake. There can be some overlap. Card of the Dragon, normal spell. Banish 1 Dragon-type monster from your GUI. Draw 2 cards. You cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except Dragon-type monsters. You can only use 1 card of Dragon per turn. I'm surprised that Draco doesn't use this card more often. I mean, banish a Dragon-type monster from your graveyard to draw 2 cards, and then you're locked into your entire deck. Oh no, the horrors. Curry Plasma, level 2 Wind Monster. Thunder Effect Monster with 300 attack and defense. If you would take battle or effect damage, you can discard this card from your hand. Reduce the damage to 0, and if you do, draw 1 card. You can only use this effect of Curry Plasma once per turn. Take damage to 0 and then draw a card. It's fine. It's a Karibo card. Black Piranha, level 3 Water. 1200 attack, 200 defense. Fish effect. If this card is normal summoned... If this normal summon card is the only monster on your field, you can special summon as many black piranha from your hand, deck, or GY as possible. Oh, is that it? Okay, it's fine. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except water attribute monsters. You can only use one black piranha per turn. Odds are he summoned this and then immediately Z summoned with it. Or maybe a fusion summon, I guess. Because none of these things are tuners. Or maybe he ritual summoned. Frogfish. Yeah, it was in Z's. Aqua Xyz effect. 3 level 3 water monsters, which the last one was, so I called it. It's even the same freaking dude. 2300 attack, 1500 defense. You can detach one material from this card, or normal summon one water attribute monster from your hand in addition to your normal summoner set. Not too bad, honestly. I mean, that's a pretty fair trade-off. Detach for an extra normal summon? Heck yeah. You can only use this effect once per turn. This card cannot be targeted for attacks so you control another Water Xyz monster. Oh, I see. So you summon another one of this fuckers and then have the Marauding Captain Infinite loop. Limited Charity. Continuous Trap. It's a creepy artwork for the record. Summon one level 4 or lower monster from your GY. If you do, draw one card. If that monster sticks to the GY, destroy this card. It's called the Haunted, but with draw power. Do we need to say more? I guess not as good as Call of Duty, because it would be level 4 or lower, but still. Megabyte, light, level 1 monster. Ho, ho, I remember this fucker. This is from the frickin' random backyard alley thing, with the bloody, when I made the comment of being like, oh look, we got a frickin' Brit trying to do a Brooklyn accent. How do I remember that, of all things? My brain is weird. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I can remember that thing from 5 years ago. Anyway, it's a machine effect monster with 100 attack and defense. When this monster is summoned, you can draw one card. Short, simple, to the point. We already have Yaoi IRL, and it has to have a hard once per turn, so this thing isn't getting printed unless it also gets a hard once per turn. Gigabytes. A level, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 light monster. Is a machine fusion effect monster with 1000 attack and defense. Its fusion requirements are 1 megabyte plus 1 or more machine monsters. This card gains 1000 attack for each machine type monster used to summon it, as long as this card is on your field. Your opponent cannot add cards from their deck to their hand except during the draw phase. Also, another player can set cards. It's quite a mouthful and a lot of... This is like one of those like cards where just like, okay, this thing does everything I need it to do for the specific circumstance. There's consequences of this stuff sometimes. So again, 1000 attack for each machine type materials, and then as long as it's in the field, floodgate. Yeah, this thing would be busted IRL. You're not well, maybe not busted per se. I mean, it's kind of like a Colossus in a sense. It's Colossus plus Dark Simorg, and given the fact that Dark Simorg isn't banned, but Colossus is, you can make of that what you will. It's a fusion, so you gotta do extra work, and you can't just pop it out. Insect Dissection. Normal spell. Banish one insect monster from your GY, then reveal one... Frig! I am very professional in this. Your immersion is ruined. But hey, we're halfway done. Banish one insect monster from your GY, then reveal one insect monster in your hand with a level equal to or lower than this banished monster. That banished monster. If you do, add up to 2 copies of the revealed monster from your deck to your hand or graveyard, or to your hand. Wait, from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That was my fuck up. You can only use this effect once per turn. You know, at some points, it kind of felt like I was just saying words. So, okay, you banish a monster from the graveyard and reveal an insect in your hand with a level equal or lower than that thing. And then you can add up to 2 copies of that revealed monster from your deck or TY to your hand. Neat. Okay, sure, I'll play it. Curry Revenge, Fire level 2. Or Curry Venge. Pyro effect monster with 800 attack and 300 defense. If you would take battle or effect damage, you can discard this card from your hand. If you do, reduce the damage you take to 0. Then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you would have taken, but halved. You can only use this effect of Curry Venge once per turn. It's a good thing these are filler cards, that way when they have terrible grammar on them, there's excuses and you're never gonna see these fuckers again. It's a Kuriboh monster that it negates your damage and also burns your opponent instead, although it's the damage is half, which is like, oh no. Anyway, I'm not taking the damage, you are. Fuck off. Alright, next card. Spellbinding Gusto. Continuous spell. Why did I say level spell? Once per turn, you can special summon one attribute monster from your hand. It's already a real card. It's called Summoning Storm. Evolution Reborn. Normal Trap. Haifu Wolf looks so happy. You can know this card is always treated as an EXP card in your graveyard. Special summon one evolution monster from your GUI with its skill negated and its attack reduced to 0. Then you can immediately evolution summon in with it again because I remember how this thing worked. It's like the sending Lost Star in the anime. It's like it's worse called onto, but you're just gonna use it for synchro summoning again. It's fine. Oh, hello, Pyromask and Volcanic Sting Shot. Pyromask. Pyro effect monster with 0 attack and defense. If your opponent activates a face-up attack... I completely read that wrong. If your opponent's monster attacks a face-up attack position fire attribute monster you control, is that enough fucking specifics for you? You can discard this card from your hand and change all monsters you control to face-up defense position. Wowee. If you would take effect damage, you can banish this card from your GUI instead. You can only use each effective Pyromask once per turn. It's so specific, it's not worth writing. Just run Curry Venge at that point! Season 2. DDoS Evolution. Oh, now this is the newest spell. Evolution spell. So I want to say, we're over halfway through the episode, and we only now got into Season 2. Man, there was a lot of filler in Season 1. But then again, I guess this is when you got more evolution, and more main plots. Anyway, this card's always treated... You know how these EXP cards work. I'm just gonna say it's an EXP card. You know what the frick happens going forward. Okay? Now watch. Mudge will never get an evolution card again. Set up to 2 copies of DDoS Evolution from your hand or deck to the GUI. Then evolution summon one evolution monster from your extra deck, using a normal monster in your hand and or your field as evolution material. This became the main evolution mechanic, or at least it should have in my freaking eyes. It's just because, yeah, let's see, these are all kinds of EXP cards in the graveyard, and the entire thing works as EXP cards. Of course it became majorly used. Imagine if they make a fusion monster that works by banishing polymerizations in the graveyard, and then it's like, okay, here's what it sends polymerizations straight to the graveyard on top of that. It's like, duh, you're just giving me more firepower. It's a great card. Feedback from the different dimension. Quick play spell. Target one monster you control. It gains 200 attack for each banished card both you and your opponent have until the end of the turn. You can only use 1 feedback from the different dimension per turn. I activate this on Grandmaster Diaiza. Or I activate this on a freaking Sword Soul card. You're fucked. Well, your opponent's fucked anyway. It would be played as a one more card. Let's be real here. Or Goaty. Heart of Metamorphosis. Activate only if there is a activate only if there is a monster on both players' field. Evolution summon one insect monster by sending one insect normal monster from your deck to the GUI. Okay, that's why that has to have the extra cost. Thank you for not just being like, if only your opponent controls X. It has to be if you and your opponent controls X. If only because I know it's not much to praise, but it's like it's something freaking different. Anyway, you cannot normal or special summon the rest of the turn except insect type monsters. I always treat it as evolution. You know how this works. Okay, so it's freaking like almost like a future fusion using the fusion summon using the deck, but it's an evolution summon using the deck. But you're locked into insects for the rest of the turn. Unfortunately for him, the guy who played it was an insect type duelist, so he's fine. So yeah, good card. Spirit Dice, level 4 Dark Monster. Thank you, Jones Stern, for this work of art. It is a spellcaster effect monster with 1000 attack and defense. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is summoned, add one card that enlists a coin or a card that enlists a coin or a dice in its text from your deck to your hand. It's a better Arcana Calling because Arcana Calling is absolute garbage. Heads, add any coin, add any Arcana Force or coin flip card, I believe, from your deck to your hand. Okay, that's pretty good. Tails, give your opponent one card from their deck. What? I think it's Desperado Barrel the Dragon's floating effect I'm thinking of. That's like add a coin toss from your deck to your hand. I like how this is just better Desperado's floating effect because you're not using Desperado's floating effect very often unless you're playing Duel Links. Even then, he's not playing it that often. But meh. Look, I play this card. You'd play this card even if you're not playing a coin toss. That's just because it's a level 4 monster that can give you a freaking free thing. It's free! It's free real estate. Coins of Sanctity. Nice. Flip a coin and pick heads or tails. If you call correctly, draw a card equal to the number of cards in all players' hand. If not, have your life points. You cannot special summon for the rest of the turn. This card wouldn't be made IRL, but it would be kind of cool just because it's a fair enough trade-off of the card of Sanctity, I guess. It's not both players draw to 6. It's draw until you have as many as you and your opponent combined. And if it's pretty late in the game, you probably don't have many. And effectively creates half your life points. You never special summoning is a hindrance. Oh, it is a hindrance, yes. Synchro Spark, normal trap. If a synchro monster you control is destroyed, reduce the attack of all monsters your opponent controls by that destroyed monsters. If you control no monsters, you can activate this card from your hand. No doubt Blur played this, that if it's synchro focused. It's a handy little bugger. It reduces your monsters to push. So you might just suicide one of your own monsters so you can do some extra, just so you can reduce their attack even. And run over it with a different monster. Sandy. Not completely useless, or one of them at the very least. Ruby Synchron, level 3 fire monster. This card was played in order to frickin' synchro some player with Synchro Dragon by that bastard. I don't remember his name off my head, and again, I really don't want to because I hate that fucker. If this card is normal summon, you can special summon one fire monster from your GY or that is banished. A level 7 or higher synchro monster that was synchro summoned using this card's material gains the following effect. When this card is synchro summoned, it gains 1,000 attack. It's a pretty handy thing in the fact that it just brings back a fire monster from the graveyard and then immediately it's a synchro monster used for it, it gains 1,000 attack. I don't like the guy that uses it, but I do know this is a pretty good synchron. So I got 300 attack and 1900 defense. It's a rock tuner effect. I don't know if I said that already, but there it is again. Xyz's Betrayal, a normal trap. Cute. Pay half your life points, then target one Xyz monster in your opponent's GY. If you do, add that target to your extra deck. If that target is not summoned during the next end phase, take damage equal to its attack. You'll use one Xyz's Betrayal per turn. I think this is used in order to get back the frickin' one-for-all dragon fighter. I just like the idea of just be like, yeah, it's my Xyz now. You didn't summon it. Yeah, but it doesn't say I have to give it back. It doesn't. I just take damage. Oh no. I just be like, yoink. Thank you. Bye. Rank up magic. Skip Chaos Force. Quick play spell. Target one Xyz monster you control. Discard one card. Then special summon from your extra deck one Chaotic Xyz or C number monster that has twice the rank of that monster and the same attribute by using it as an Xyz material. This special summon is treated as an Xyz monster. As an Xyz summon. Of course I fumble right at the last word. Where else was I going to fumble? It's a very good, very handy, quick play rank up magic card. Nice. I'm surprised they make it for Raid Raptor support. Because in all the rank up magic, they're going to frickin' number C's or Raid Raptors. Fuckers. Still handy though. Behind the duels. Yeah, I mean, we're for season 3 then. One-on-one Wyvern, level 4 light monster. Is a dragon effect monster with 1500 attack and defense. You can discard one dragon monster. Special summon one level 4 or lower dragon-type monster from your deck. You can banish this card along with any number of dragon monsters from yours GY. Target one dragon-type monster you control. It gains the combined attack of all dragon-type monsters is banished by its effect. You can use each effect of one-on-one wyvern once per turn. I like the name, like the art, like all that stuff, and I like the effect. And it would freaking boost your guy to insane levels. As I believe it did in the freaking Behind the Duels. Now imagine you do all that and then you realize, oh fuck, I'm facing Sword Soul. Fuck! Or no, better yet, you freaking boost up your guys to like unbelievable attack points after banishing all that shit. Give image of face up possession monster. Red Monster Diaiza! Fuck! Dragon Coin, a level 1 light monster. Dragon effect, no attack or defense. You can discard this card from your hand. Any attack value that your dragon-type monster gains this turn is doubled. You can only attack with dragon monsters for the rest of this turn. It's spectacular. This is to do with coins. There's no flipping. Still very powerful though. I guess it's because dragons are obsessed with gold and this is a golden coin, so the treasure is doing more damage. Oh, I'm looking at it. Sue me. Trap Armor, normal trap. This card cannot be negated by trap effects. Target one monster you control that monster is unaffected by trap effect until the end of the turn. You can only use one trap barrier per turn. Okay. I like that it has to have the it cannot be negated by trap effects, because second line text would immediately negate this fucker. Imagine that. I activate this trap card. It would prevent my monster from being affected by trap cards effect until the end of the turn. So didn't it just become unaffected by itself? Oh fuck. He had to put that line there because he's like, wait a minute, I see what's gonna happen here. I'm just gonna put this one in early and future-proof myself. Backfiller. Ballast Bulldog is a level 6 monster, Earth type. You target one it's got 1900 attack and 1700 defense and a level 6, thank the Lord. Target one monster your opponent controls, negate that target's effects. If you do, you can normal summon this card without tributing. So the cost of negating your opponent's effect, you can normal summon this dude. That's not a cost, it's a condition. Once per turn, you can lower this card's attack to 1000, special one beast tuner from your hand. Also, make you a ham sandwich. So let me get this straight. I have a monster in the field. You negate your thing. Summon a guy. You negate my guy. You summon your guy, and then your guy summons another one of your guys. Father mucker, this would be annoying. Pup Synchron, level 2 lights. Is cute. Is a beast tuner effect monster with 600 attack and 900 defense. If you control a tuner monster, you can special summon this card from your GY. Banish it when it leaves the field. Oh buddy, don't worry about that. I got this buddy of mine, just literally the last guy who will just summon you for free. I'm sorry, not for free. He has to lower his attack by 1000. The horror. If this card is used to synchro summon a level 5 or higher monster, you can destroy one spell or trap your opponent controls. Your opponent cannot activate that card in response to this effect. Hey, little pupper. What's the effect that can revive itself in the level 5 or higher? Sorry, level 5 or higher MSG is pretty handy, I guess, too. Bazooka Bloodhound is a dark level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 monster. Is a beast synchro effect monster with 2000 attack and 2000 defense. Got this back in 2021. Oh god, that was 2 years ago. I mean, it was early 2021. Well, this thing is lying. Any direct battle damage this monster inflicts is halved. You can banish one beast monster from your GY, reduce the attack of all and defense of all monsters your opponent controls by 2000. If this card destroys your opponent's monster by battle, like attack again in a row, but any direct battle damage is halved. Unless it means by a direct attack specifically. You can use each effect of the Yugioh Bloodhound per turn. It's a very handy effect. It's very powerful. Well, except for the halving damage, but you gotta balance it somehow, right? It's a good doggy. Beast of Standing Grounds. Continuous Trap. Equip this card to a face-up beast monster. The equipped monster cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. You can banish this card from your GY. Special summon one level 5 or higher beast monster that is banished or in your GY. So in the graveyard it also counts as a monster reborn. Handy. Card effects for potential destruction is neat. Rescue Wolf level 2 light. Stones of Furry. It is a beast tuner effect monster with 700 attack and 800 defense. If your opponent conducts an attack against a beast-type synchro monster you control, you can special summon this card from your hand. Negate the attack. If this card is used for synchro summon of a beast-type synchro monster, the first spell or trap that would affect this monster is negated. It's a whole lot of words to say nothing. It's kind of good. If your opponent is attacking your beast monster, the synchro summon itself will negate the attack. Also, the fact that the red safe puts a monster from a card effect that would affect it, I guess, is neat. It's okay. It's only used for the first act so much more than the second. Gallant Greyhound, level 4 Earth. It's a beast effect monster with 1800 attack and 200 defense. Target one beast synchro monster you control, and if you do, look at your opponent's extra deck. Then select and banish one monster from your extra deck. Oh, is that all? It's gonna be powerful IRL. Then again, how many beast synchro monsters are meta? Not many, so maybe it would be fine. Nope. Petulant Police Dog is a level 6 light monster. The beast synchro effect monster with 1800 attack and 1000 defense. It takes a tuner and one or more non-tuners. Did I specify the other tuners earlier? Nah, whatever, you guys can read. All beast type monsters you control gain 500 attack, including itself, so that's good against 2300. Your opponent can only target this card for attacks and with effects. Give yourself a nice spike of protection, except for this thing. If this card is destroyed, the rest of the turn, whenever you would take damage, you gain that amount of life points instead. It's a good doggy, a very good doggy. Fenrir, the Guillotine Werewolf. It's a Dark Level 12 monster. But what's funny is I hear this and all I can think of the freaking wolf with Silk from Puss in Boots 2 and The Last Wish. Even though they didn't come out at the time. So, foreshadowing much? It is a level... Well, we already went through that. So, Beast Synchro Effect monster takes 2 tuners and 1 or more non-tuner. Its attack is 4,400. Its defense is 2,800. I believe this would make it the only card in the game to have 4,400 attack points. Don't quote me. At least only once in this game at the time of the recording. I don't know if they'll make one eventually. Once per turn, quick effect, you can banish with one beast monster. I'm sorry. You can banish one beast monster from your GY. Send all face-up monsters your pro control to face-down defense position. So set them all in the face-down position. Is in the face-down defense position. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. If this card battles a defense position monster, it's the double piercing damage. This thing is, part of the pun, a beast. It earns itself making 2 tuner monsters and being a level 12 synchro. It's the ace of the friggin' Bloodhound's deck, and it friggin' earned its place. Eel Wyvern, level 4 Wind. Dragon Effect monster with 2000 attack but no defense. If this card is sent from your hand to the GY, target it to 2 monsters your opponent controls. Negate their effects. I guess that's fair enough. It's not just be like, I'm sorry, target 3 monsters your opponent controls, negate all their effects, and then switch from this card with 3 million attack. Okay, it's not that bad. I'm just salty over that last one. I'm sorry. You can banish this card from your GY. Target one Wind Dragon monster you control. It gains 2,000 attack, but it cannot attack directly this turn. You can only use each effective Eel Wyvern once per turn. It's alright. It's alright. It's pack filler. Dragon Inspirated? Whatever. Normal trap. Banish one card from your hand, then target one dragon-type monster you control. If you do, all its effects become quick effects until the end of the next turn. You can only activate one Dragon Inspirited one per turn. I think that's what it's supposed to say. Turn all your effects to quick effects. Yeah, this card's busted and would be immediately played IRL, even if it's a trap. Tuning Attraction. Normal spell card. Target one monster you control. Supposed to summon one tuner monster from your hand with the same type as that target. If you do, you can make that tuner monster the same level as that target. Release one tuning attraction once per turn. You're supposed to summon a monster from your hand with the same type and then turns that tuner to the same level. I can see how opposites attract. Similar as attack. Borrowing Beast of a Rage. Continuous trap. Or Burrowing Beast of a Rage. If a beast type monster control is destroyed, you can supposed to summon this card from your hand as a level 6 type beast with 1000 attack and defense, and its attributes Earth. All beast type monster control cannot be destroyed this turn. Destroyed the turn this card is activated. Handy bugger. So if one guy dies, this guy comes out and it immediately prevents any other guys from dying. It's neat. It's handy. One of, I guess. Saber-Tooth Werewolf is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Earth monster. Beast Synchro effect takes one beast tuner and two or more beast type non-tuner monsters. 3300 attack and 2700 defense. If this card battles, your opponent can activate spells or trap until the end of the damage step. If this card inflicts battle damage, destroy one monster your opponent controls. If this card's on the field, another player can add cards from their deck to the hand except during the draw phase. You know what this fucker thing reminds me of? Unchained Abomination. If your opponent breathes, destroy. When I'm summoned, destroy. When your opponent activates something, destroy. If your opponent breathes, destroy. If this thing destroys, destroy. It just seems like do something for everything. So yeah, I can see why it's such a high level and takes so many requirements. It needs it for good reason. This thing's on the 100 all times. Beast Bait, normal spell. Aw. Target one beast monster you control. Special summon from your deck one beast type monster that is the same level as that target. You can only use one beast bait per turn. Broken. If it's using a beast type deck, I don't care. It's still gonna friggin' do heck good to special summon a monster from the deck. Battle Guard Swamp Ogre is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Earth monster. Dear God, Escort, how many fucking cards did you make? Too many. But hey, it proves that he's not like half-assing this. He is truly going above and beyond. But he could just use the same 3 cards over and over again. I guess. 3300 attack, 2800 defense. Is a warrior fusion effect monster. Takes 2 level 5 or higher warrior monsters. Guess which ones you're probably using. If this card's fusion summon and your opponent controls no monsters, you can draw 2 cards. You have to do this thing turn 1 then. Once per turn, if your opponent activates a monster effect or they special summon a monster, you can banish one warrior type effect from your GY, negate the activation / summon. If you do, destroy it. You only use one Battle Guard Swamp Ogre per turn. Very handy thing that can do some like, but you have to use for turn 1 or if you get that draw effect. But hey, the other effects are still pretty good.
And with that, that's another Yu-Gi-Oh! What If
I like
done.
how I started bitching about how many cards he made.
You know,
right,
looking back at all these cards I've made and seeing how my artwork has grown over the past 4 years.
You really have evolved.
It's quite
with
the
your
feeling.
Cards.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let me know which card was your favorite / least favorite, and let me know if I missed any cards. With that said, I'm Code Knight, and I will see you guys next time.
I don't know if there's a card that I had as a favorite or least favorite, honestly. I guess the favorite would be the freaking 4400 attack giant threatening thing, the fudger. Just because that thing earned its spot as the head hyena, you know? Least favorite? I don't freaking know. The Pup Synchron, I guess? The Ruby Synchron, because I hit the guy who plays it. But you can't really blame the card. It didn't do anything wrong. It was a freaking thing. It was a freaking player. Don't hit the card, hit the player. Yeah. It really does show how much your artwork has improved over the years, and I really would respect for you, Code Knight, for going through this for 5 fucking years. Meanwhile, look at me, who has not touched a certain thing in 5 fucking years. So, you're doing better than I have. Nothing but respect for you, man. Here's to 5 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! Unleashed and probably many more to come. God help us, everyone. Yeah. You'll probably still finish before One Piece. Later.